beautiful people. Welcome to lesson 3.3. We're still in unit 3. We're going to be talking about representing data with colors today. All right. So we're going to start with the pop code. Please pause this video, take 3 minutes, open up the pop code, and you will use CSS class selectors to change the color to represent your favorite teams. Go ahead and pause the video now. All right, so you should have completed the do now, and I have changed mine to the town because your girl's from the Bay, okay? And I love the Warriors. I'm impartial to A's or the Giants, but I just chose the A's for this tutorial. So I've gone in here under my CSS in lines 9 and 10 as it asked, and changed, actually started first in the HTML. Line 9, I changed the team to Warriors. And I changed the basketball. Oopsie, I switched it up, y'all. This is basketball. The Warriors are supposed to be here. The A's are supposed to be here. But make sure yours is correct in how it is supposed to. And I changed my title to the town. And then I made it the Warriors colors, blue and yellow. Okay? So whatever team you chose, make sure it looks something similar. All right, beautiful people. So let's get started with today's objective. Today, coders will represent the same data in multiple ways in order to use color. Our vocabulary today will include data, hexadecimal, and RGB. So please make sure you have your guided notes to be able to guide you through today's lesson. Let's look at some of our favorite brands. So this is called brand recognition, right? We see some brands such as McDonald's, the NFL, and this green one, which is Xbox. Y'all should be proud of me that I know that because I did not recognize that. But what are some of your favorite brands? What colors do they use? What do the colors actually mean? We want to make sure that they reflect what you are able to recognize easily, right? And even some sports teams, right? Some of our sports teams, whether your sports team is the Warriors, are mine. And so whenever I see that symbol, I know right away what it represents. So I want you to think about how do brands use color? Why do you think brands use color to distinguish themselves, right? We recognize these brands pretty quickly, Target and Walmart. And here is something called color in computing. So computers represent all data or information as strings, ones and zeros, or binary. We render these data as images, text, or even color. Web developers are going to use color for lots of reasons, including brand recognition, to make the website feel good, and to make sections or things stand out. So let's look at number systems. So our numbering system is called decimal systems because there are 10 numbers. Deca meaning 10, right? And so decimal is sometimes called a base 10 numbering system. And computers use binary, bi meaning 2 numbers, 1 and 0. Binary is also referred to as a base 2 numbering system. So binary digits or bits are the smallest pieces of information for a computer. Hexadecimal is a base 16 numbering system with 0 to 9 and A through F. Each hexadecimal number is represented by 4 bits in computing because 2 to the 4th power is 16. All right, so let's keep it going. A hexadecimal or a hex is specified with RR, GG, BB. RR meaning red, GG meaning green, BB meaning blue are hexadecimal integers between 00 and FF, specifying the intensity of the color. So when you see a hexacolor, for example, it will give you all of these values will be there. Let's keep going. So for example, what's this first color? FF, right? And then all of these zeros, they are in different places. All of these are different colors. So how do computers represent colors? With CSS, colors can be specified in different ways by color names, as RGB values, or a hexadecimal value. And we're going to look at those in just a second. There are over 140 different color names in CSS, which is amazing, right? So how can we use different colors in CSS? And we are going to get into that in just a second. Remember that why we use hex values, because coding is precision. So we don't want just blue, right? We want a very specific color and type of blue. And to do that, we can use hex colors. Again, there are 140 different of them. And so they allow us to be extra precise and specific. So let's go ahead and try our guided practice and see what that means. So here is our guided practice. We have a Code Nation webpage. Yours is going to look like, I already have an example here, but I'm going to take that away. Yours is going to look something like this, right? And so on the left-hand side, here are our brand colors, a little secret, right? Here are the Code Nation brand colors. We have royal, sky, green, rose, coral, yellow, white, and black. So your job is going to be to change. This is the Code Nation website over here. Your job is going to be able to change some of these texts to these different colors. So how do we do that? Let's start looking at the body of our code. Let's start with H1. So we're going to select H1. And if we want to make sure we have our curly brackets, right? Enter, enter. And here we're going to change the color. And instead of just saying blue, right, we could say blue and it would change to this blue, but actually the Code Nation color is royal. And here's our hex color. We're going to copy Command C. We're going to copy that. Instead of blue, where you would normally put blue, you're going to actually put that number. You're going to actually put that number. And we have an error right here, right? And it tells us that this is not a meaningful value. So here's the important part. You need to make sure you have a hashtag in front, okay? So when you copy it, make sure you copy the whole thing, including the hashtag. So now, Code Nation is actually different, right? Code Nation has the color of royal there. And so we can also impact H2. So H2, and our color can be sky. Let's choose sky. And now that is sky, all right? Let's change the entire body. Maybe for the body, let's change the background color. And, oopsie, background color. And let's try green. Let's try green. So now we have some different ways to do this. Remember, you can go ahead and Google CSS properties, and it'll give you so many different properties that you can choose from, such as striking through or underlining or making it go across the page. There are so many different ways to make this creative and yours. Your job now is to, here's some quick lightning questions actually before we get to the independent practice. So how would we rewrite this value to hex values? So instead of the color purple, right, we could have got a specific color. And in this case, we could have chose any of these colors, right? And you can actually be able to copy that and put it in here. So if you wanted to, you can Google hex color and you can use this great technique here and choose any kind of color. You can move this around and this will give you the exact hex color. Just something to think about. So your job is to go ahead and click on this independent practice and make sure it loads properly. And your job for this assignment is going to be to add class attributes to each of the divs in 9 through 15. You're going to select the classes in CSS and give them a background dash color using a hex color value. If you want to challenge yourself, add more divs or use a gradient, okay? Once you complete that, please submit it on Google Classroom. And then you are going to do your exit ticket. Remember, coders will represent the same data in multiple ways. All right? And you're going to be able to answer these 3 questions in your exit ticket, which are going to be in Google Classroom.